where I grew up around Sacs and Blue Mountain area, near Anniston, Alabama. There was a one-man crime wave. This one guy that was well known by everybody around town, especially that end of town, and he was into bootlegging, grand theft auto, and grand theft anything he could get his hands on. And he ran a little speakeasy there in Blue Mountain, and he supplied several bootleggers around that area. And it was well known. I mean, everybody in town knew him, and there was no secret about what he did. But I used to see him sometimes around the Pelfrey service station at the Y intersection. He'd come through there sometimes and buy a drink and visit a little bit. And well, of course, a lot of us did. I mean, that's what I did. I just kind of hung out there. I got to hanging out there. I could kind of get a pulse of what was going on in the world around the neighborhood and everything. I'd meet some of my friends there, and I had worked for Pelfrey before, and I was quite welcome around the station. And anyway, one time I was like around late 16-year-old, and I met this guy there. Of course, I'd already knew him. He knew me, and I knew him, but we'd never talked that much. But anyway, he approached me and asked me if I wanted to help him a little bit, and he'd pay me. Well, I didn't even ask what it was. I mean, of course I would help him. I mean, he was like, you know, like the guy that you just don't turn down. So anyway, I went with him. I got in his car and we rode over to past Blue Mountain into Layden Hill and relocated some of his liquid assets from one house to the base of another. It took about 2 hours. He took me back up to the service station, let me out. When I got out of the car, he handed me a $20 bill. Hey, $20 bill for 2 hours worth, that was $10 an hour. Uh, it was hard for a grown man to make $3 an hour, even if he had a skill or a talent. So that was some good money. And he also, on the way back, he had told me that he could find other work like that for me, and uh, maybe do some driving for him, or run some errands, or maybe again like what we done, move some assets. But anyway, I was tempted. For $10, I mean, that'd go a long way with me. But like I was 16 years old, and I was on top of the world. Well, anyway, I knew I couldn't do it because he would probably demand my time, and I was going to school, and uh, there was no way I could quit school with my dad on me, and he knew this guy very well, and there's no way I could have squared working for him with my dad. So anyway, I kind of put it out of my mind. I didn't want to, and I was hoping I didn't see him again for a long time, and that's to give him an answer to whether I'd be available. But anyway, as things happened, I wound up by less than a month after that. I was in the Navy, and I didn't see him again for another 4 years. But when I got out of the Navy, I would see. I worked for my dad around the body shop that he had there by the Y intersection, and I run into him a few times because my dad done some work for him. He'd bring an old car in there every once in a while for my dad to cheek up fenders with Bondo and smooth it up and push it outdoors so he could sell it. Uh, you never know if one of those cars had been stolen or what, but anyway, it was good. He paid good money, and my dad done good work, so you know. Uh, but anyway, never saw him again after that. Uh, I found out later that he had made his demise with the law, and uh, that was about the end of that. So, I could have took the wrong path and could have been a career criminal. I was, I was what you might say vulnerable or incorrigible. I'm glad it happened that way. Anyway, it's done.